Look, I know what you're thinking. You're looking at him and you're thinking, you are disgusting.
Yeah.
You're probably the ugliest man I've ever seen.
Yeah, kind of
But
ugly.
the joke's actually on
It's
you.
okay.
Because he actually spent a lot of money and did a very invasive and dangerous procedure to look like this.
But why? I've seen uglier. I have too. It's just he looks a bit inflamed. He looks a tad inflamed.
And it's actually what all the rich people are doing in Hollywood. They're all injecting themselves with young people's blood.
Gross.
Imagine if you could turn back the clock 5, 10, even 15 years and reverse the effects of aging.
What if you could reverse the aging process simply by getting a blood transfusion?
What are we, vampires? Oh my god, my dog is just barking constantly. Holy shit. Jesus, dude. Just constantly barking. I can't even fucking hear myself think. Get me out, bro. Will injecting the blood of a virgin restore my virginity? It's the adrenochrome conspiracy, but actually real. Well, people think they're like actual vampires.
Scientists may have found a real fountain of youth, and it is young blood.
One startup company was promoting this young blood treatment for $8,000 a
How young do
unit.
you have to
So
be?
apparently, rich people are becoming literal vampires and injecting themselves with young people's blood.
What's
And
new,
Since
by
we're
the way?
rich YouTubers, we want to see what it's all about and try to get some of that sweet, sweet young blood for ourselves.
Ew, man.
Now, I know what you're thinking. This all sounds fake, right? Like the only other content creator.
It is fake though. Will I get old with old blood? It's all fake. It's not real.
Out there who talk about blood harvesting are guys like this.
Now, these are two vampires that traffic in this who did all this to reportedly thousands of babies. Total, they sold to other men like Bill Gates and others.
Yeah.
And Epstein was doing it to at Zorro Ranch, reportedly. Literally wanting to suck babies dry and pump it into these men's veins.
Excuse me, what the fuck did you just say? What the fuck?
Now, it may sound like a right-wing conspiracy theory, and that's mainly because that's exactly what it is. But
Yeah,
if
but
you
it's
look past
real.
all their stories about mythical demons and
Like,
their tendency to,
people do
blame it
this.
all on the homosexuals, we found that there's actually a nugget of truth to these vampire conspiracy theories. We should probably be taking these guys a little more seriously.
Like, I don't know, yeah, what he says is like completely like unhinged and freaky, but at the same time, people actually do it. It is.
Californian textbooks for 8th graders officially have blood drinking and vampirism as part of sexual pleasure, taught for multiple pages.
Okay, I mean, you don't have to take them seriously, but we should still definitely talk about vampires. Now, what do we think of when we think
Dude,
of
he's an
vampires?
actual psycho.
Maybe we think of Tom Cruise giving Brad Pitt a hickey during Hollywood's first anti-gravity gay sex scene.
Okay.
Or maybe we think of an otherwise normal guy who gets shiny sometimes.
Aw,
But in early Gothic
Twilight,
literature, all
love that
vampires
movie.
had one thing in common. From Lord Ruthven to Countess Karnstein to Dracula, they were all just rich people, just awful aristocrats who lived in fantasy.
I read Dracula, the original, by the way, and it was so fucking boring. I'm not even gonna lie. I read it because it was in my library at school.
Fancy castles and sucked the blood of poor peasants in order to give themselves superpowers like, I don't know, eternal life or the ability to make anyone around them ejaculate on command.
Come!
You know, in a time of crazy wealth inequality and non-stop revolutions against a class of rich, parasitic aristocrats, it's no coincidence that the vampire became a cultural phenomenon. And these cultural symbols had real-world effects. Like, people legitimately believed that vampires existed. Like Countess Elizabeth Bathory, who was arrested in 1614 because the court found she had killed and tortured hundreds of young peasant girls and bathed in their blood as part of a demonic ritual to keep her
Oh
young.
my god.
But-
okay, that is really crazy if that's real. Can someone, like, is that actually real? She did that. She killed a bunch of people and then bathed in their blood. Yes! The Blood Baroness, unfortunately. Oh my god.
Since then, some stuff happened and people stopped believing in magical
What the
demons
fuck?
for the most part. So vampires became a relic of old superstition, but in the 1950s, they started to become real again. At Cornell University, a bunch of scientists got bored. You know, the last cool thing that happened was the invention of the atomic bomb 5 years beforehand, and scientists needed new and exciting avenues for their bloodlust. So they decided to sew these two innocent mice together for no reason. But it turns out they discovered something called parabiosis. Apparently, if you connect the arteries between an old mouse and a young mouse, then the blood of the young mouse makes the old mouse younger. For about...
What the fuck? I studied biology at university and I didn't know about this. This is so fucked up. Those rats survived 2 days? Yeah, gee, I wonder why.
About 2 weeks, after which both mice died from a mystery illness called parabiotic disease, and they stopped doing these horrible experiments.
Uh-huh.
I know. It's devastating. The mice are no more, but history moves on. Fast forward to 2018 in Vancouver to something called the Superhuman Summit. This is a place where rich people who don't have any real problems are looking to invest in dangerous new procedures to make themselves live forever.
Fuck yeah.
They listen to talks from people who call themselves genetic stewards or sonic healers.
Why would you want to live forever anyway? Like, what's the point? I don't get this. I feel like you just kind of get tired of, like, existing at a certain point, no?
Selling you all these expensive, futuristic ways to increase your
if you stop taking this
power.
shit.
And that's where Dr. Jesse Parmesan comes up to give the speech that would kickstart his career as a prestigious vampire.
Hello, my name is Jesse Parmesan, and as you heard, I'm the founder of Ambrosia, and we're a company interested in making you young again.
Which is a good pivot because his career as a doctor wasn't really going too well. He was barred from practicing medicine after...
Oh, that's crazy. The guy that got barred from practicing is now practicing medicine to a bunch of rich people and saying that fake pseudoscience is real? Crazy! I would have never thought! They're so rich they can't spend their money in their lifetime, so they want to live forever. Yeah, that's actually a good point. You know what? I take it back. You're right. Yeah, I think there was a statistic that it would take like 200 years for a billionaire spending like $200 million like over a course of time with inflation taken into account at the rate at which we're going to spend all their wealth. Like living their life as they are right now, including inflation, it would take like 200 years. Like a billionaire, like Bill Gates and shit.
But we don't know what that was or why.
It's ridiculous how much money these people
we don't
have.
need to know. It's probably irrelevant. Here he is talking about an intrusive medical procedure that promises to make you live forever.
Elizabeth Bathory was actually executed for bathing in the blood of young women. And as our science is now demonstrating, well, there probably was a fact to...
Why is there a bunch of triangles in the background? Chat? Conspiracy theory? I think so.
Huh?
Getting tired of a living construct of your mind, you can just change the way your mind works if you have the technology. Yeah, but we don't have that yet. Illuminati? Yeah, no, look at all the triangles. It's time.
To these vampire legends. It probably works.
Probably works.
Enough, all the rich people at the Superhuman Summit didn't have any issues with the idea of emulating a monstrous, mythical 17th century vampire.
It's not even mythical. She actually did that. What do you mean? Probably? I'm sold. Yeah, and then he says probably, by the way.
Important question for them was, does being an evil vampire actually work?
She was a horrible person.
As proof of his vampire procedure, he pointed to the same dodgy mouse experiment from the 1950s.
He found that the old mouse, which received the blood of the young mouse, became young again. So its gray hair turned black. It could remember mazes better. Its heart pumped better. In fact,
But then you leave out the part where it dies 2 days later? Huh, that's crazy.
Every way, it became young again.
Huh.
And that was it. Ambrosia was booming. He started serving customers in Silicon Valley and then spread all across America, charging $12,000 for him to inject you with 2 liters of blood plasma harvested from a young person. Now, look, I'm not a doctor, and I guess neither is Parmesan, but that sounds like a crazy amount of blood to inject into someone, right? I mean, considering your body's already filled to the brim with approximately 5 liters of your own blood. So the question now is, who are Ambrosia's customers?
Okay, look this up. I think there's a statistic or a study or some sort of scientific evidence. Women live longer because they have menstrual cycles, because the blood that we dump out has to be regenerated. I'm pretty sure that's a real thing. Yeah, like that's why women statistically live longer because they have to regenerate their blood. It's not the same thing as pumping new blood into you when you're old. It's so gross. I think it's multiple factors as a part of it. Yeah, but I'm saying like it's a scientific thing because of periods. Boys should look to stupid things. Yeah, and then also women have lower heart rates. Guess I start cutting myself. No, don't do it! Don't hurt yourself, please! Please!
Who are these
Don't hurt
vampires?
yourself.
These people who walk among us as modern-day versions of 17th century aristocrats, filling themselves to the brim with leaders and leaders of young
That is
blood.
so gross. Ah! Iloma! Oh man, ooh.
It
he's
turns
ugly.
out they're called tech bros. They are future-focused entrepreneurs who make more money than you could ever imagine. They're violently
please don't
ambitious,
hurt
but
yourself.
they've got one big
I
problem.
don't endorse
They've
this.
already reached the top. No one's limiting the amount of money they can steal. They control everyone's data.
Facebook! Bloodletting works. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that periods kind of help. Men can dump blood every month and live longer. No, that's not how it works. It's just a scientific thing that got proven that one of the reasons why women live longer, one of, not the only. Yeah, it's one of those. It is said nowadays that those bathing in blood thing were just rumors to justify stealing her land. She was supposedly just a competent ruler with greedy enemies. Can someone fact check that? Is that real or is it fake or what? Because it happened in the 17th century, so that was a long time ago.
Jesus Christ, go donating blood if you wanna live longer.
Yeah, that's also a good point. You could go donate blood. Might help. Yeah. But don't go donating blood if you're like sick or something. It might be a bad idea.
They can even promote or censor information at will. They've simply run out of things to dominate. The only things still out of their control are the laws of nature. And they've dedicated billions of their tax-free dollars into extending their own lives
Tax-free dollars.
at
I
any
want tax-free
cost.
dollars. No, Tonks, no!
Now, I don't want to get sued here, right? I should say that it's very difficult to prove that anyone's actually a vampire. Like, while the majority of their customers are rich guys in Silicon Valley, you know, for obvious reasons, no one's out there publicizing their love of young blood.
she
It's all
looks
just
kinda
allegations and hearsay. But there
Dommy
is some
mommy-ish,
evidence
huh?
for one modern vampire. He happens to be a famous, controversial right-wing tech billionaire who co-founded
Elon
PayPal and grew up in South
Musk.
Africa. You guessed it, it's Peter Thiel. This guy
Wait,
funds
what?
every far-right political candidate he can find, and on top of that, he designed the world's most terrifying surveillance tool for the CIA, which he calls Palantir, which is not too dissimilar to his other projects, Mithril Capital, Lembus LLC, Rivendell LLC.
How come I've never heard of this guy? Holy crap.
These are real companies that he founded.
We
He's
all
not just
talk
an evil
about
billionaire
Elon
trying to
Musk, but
control
not
the
his
world.
buddy.
He's also a massive nerd, which,
Or
let's
his
be
old
real,
buddy,
is
I
much
guess.
worse. But if his resume wasn't blood-soaked enough, he also contacted Ambrosia to become a vampire.
And you think that you may live to 120.
I certainly hope to, yes. Trying to live for a very long time. You've invested in a number of these companies. There have been articles about you with young blood and doing all sorts of crazy things.
See, now I know how Alex Jones feels. Once you find out about these vampires, you start seeing them everywhere. I can't even have a nice evening to myself for a little bit of, me time without seeing
Excuse me, what the hell did you just try? Intergenerational what?
vampires.
This intimate of a setting where you're exchanging biofluids. I have no idea what's going to happen.
Why is the grandpa in shorts and he's in shorts, but this guy's in pants? This is some weird ass fetish shit, man. I don't know.
I'm excited.
I'm just grateful.
No, dial it back. Hold on. What the hell did you just do?
I'm excited.
They went for a fist bump, and then he extended his hand out to grab his. I don't know, man. I have like this weird. I have this weird feeling about these people. I don't know what it is.
Just grateful that we're connected as a famamy.
You just end up getting a video of a guy harvesting his son's blood to see if it'll make him younger.
Yeah, really connected. You're right.
Feel the love? Yes.
Yeah, I feel the love when my dad takes my blood and puts it in himself. That is not normal behavior,
This guy's actually a
man.
YouTuber, and we invited him to collab on this video.
For the 100.
This is worse than the Targaryens. At least the Targaryens didn't inject blood into each other. Yeah.
1,000th subscriber, I will give you 1 liter of my plasma. Subscribe below.
His name is Brian Johnson. He's the
Weird.
ex-CEO of Venmo, and just like the other millionaire tech bros, he's now on a quest to reverse his age. He's 45, but apparently he's got the heart of a 37-year-old, the lung capacity of an 18-year-old, and the penis of a 5-year-old. But
I'm sorry, what? What? No, I'm sorry, what? How do you know that? Excuse me? What? What was that last one? Hold on, let me go back.
got the heart of a 37-year-old, the lung capacity of an 18-year-old, and the penis of a 5-year-old. But unfortunately, Brian backed out of the collab when we told him that our video wasn't necessarily going to be pro-blood.
Emote sounds. I'm leaving them on for this video. I don't think I'm gonna republish this.
Harvesting.
This is
but we're going off topic
this is
here. Back to ambrosia. Things were going great
This
for
is
Karmazin. The only
horrible. What
slight
the
hiccup
fuck?
happened when one of his patients died, which he responded to like any serious businessman
Of
would by
course.
claiming that the patient faked their own death and sending multiple emails threatening to sue the journalists who broke the story. And then when they showed him the death certificate, he admitted, in light of a death certificate, I have to agree that this patient is dead. So yeah, someone died
That's
after doing this
pretty
experimental
cool.
procedure, right? So the government has to step in and do something about it. So the FDA warns everyone. It turns out putting 2 liters of someone else's blood inside of you is really dangerous. And there's no actual evidence that having all that foreign blood inside you.
There's no proven clinical benefit of the infusion of plasma from young donors in the prevention of the conditions such as aging, memory loss, dementia, Parkinson's, sclerosis, Alzheimer's, heart disease, or PTSD. Wait, they're trying to say if you inject someone's blood, you can cure your PTSD? That's not how it works, man. That is not how it works. Is that what they're claiming
Does
to?
anything good. So ambrosia lost its FDA-approved certification, which is bad
course
news
they
for Karmazin,
did.
right? Well, not really, right? Here's the beauty of doing business in a capitalist
fuck?
society. The rules
Snake
are fate,
oil?
right?
This
Like,
is
you can do
worse
whatever you
than
want. The government
snake oil.
can't really stop you. So Karmazin just started another off-label business called Ivy Plasma, servicing the same clients.
You know, this is worse than snake oil because at least with the Gwyneth Paltrow's goop and her jade, like, sex, sex toys that she was talking about in her videos and on Netflix, those don't harm you. They're just scams. They're overpriced garbage. They don't hurt you physically. This physically hurts you, and they scam you.
Using the same buildings, essentially exactly the same business. He just didn't have a little sticker
Yeah, the
that said
vagina
FDA
candle
approved,
can't
but,
hurt
you know,
you.
he
It
could
just
keep
hurts you
doing what he was doing.
mentally, not
So
physically.
now the question is, where's this blood coming from? How does he keep getting access to this blood? Well, apparently he just buys it from blood banks. I didn't even know you could do that. It turns out since American blood banks are for-profit private businesses, they don't.
I hate everything. I hate this world. I
necessarily
really
need
do.
to sell the donated blood to hospitals for, boring things like life-saving medical treatments. No, they just sell it to the
Yeah.
highest bidder, which oftentimes happens to be dumb, rich vampires, which sounds
I
wild,
hate
but it gets even
everyone so
crazier.
much.
The US is also one of the only countries in the world that pays people for blood donations, which actually sounds kind of nice.
One of the wait. Who are the other 5?
It's also one of the only countries in the world that
US is one of the 5 countries where it's legal to sell your plasma for money. Germany allows people to give 50 times plasma per year with intensive health checkups after every 4 visits. In the US, people can donate 104 times. Yo, thank you, Canister, for the 100 biddies. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I don't want to live on this planet anymore.
pays people for blood
That's not
donations,
safe,
which
you're telling
actually sounds
me.
kind of nice until you think about it for about 5 seconds. You see, these blood banks are pretty much exclusively located in the poorest parts of America. If you're struggling to make ends meet and you come across a billboard saying, we'll literally buy your blood, chances are you're going to start draining as many liters of blood as you can, which is
I never thought about it that way. Oh my God, I never thought about it that way. Holy moly, I never thought about it that way. Yeah, it's like putting... Oh, shit. They always target the poor, same as designer clothes. Yeah, nobody rich buys designer clothes. Having stores in poor areas. Yeah, I don't know.
Great for the blood banks. With a dwindling social safety net, every time there's an economic crisis, the blood industry's profits essentially quadruple. It was worth $4 billion before.
Well, I mean, I was really poor, but I never got to the point where I was like, hey, I should donate plasma. Like, I was really poor at one time when I moved out of my parents' house, and they were like, all right, like, you're on your own, you gotta learn, you know, like, they came from the USSR, so when they lived as young adults, obviously they weren't letting me die, but like I did live off of like $100 a week at most at one point. But the point is like I used to be very poor, so I know what it's like to be desperate, but like this is so crazy to me. I never would have thought that being in a poor area and having those donation pools there because poor people want to give their money for blood, or want to give blood for them for some money.
For the GFC, and now after COVID, it's worth $48 billion. So we decided to head down to the ghetto to see what American blood donation is all about.
So
now, we
fucked.
quickly learned that we can't donate since we don't have an American social security number, and the fake number I gave them didn't work. So we decided to just hide around the corner and ask donors about it.
So how long have you been donating plasma?
I've been on and off for about, I would say, 10 years.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah. What's it like? Is it?
So they stick the needle in your arm. You never get used to getting poked.
And you'll probably feel a little dizzy.
Feeling woozy or lightheaded?
I mean, I try to take a break like 3 to 6 months in between.
Yeah.
Sure.
It's kind of tired after a while.
You know what's the freaky part is that these people, not to disparage them in any way, but it is freaky to me that what I thought was something I did for the good of people is actually my blood gets bid to the highest bidder. It's not free. You know what I mean? Like, I don't blame these people for not knowing any better because they advertise it in a way like, oh, you're giving plasma, you're saving lives. You're not actually saving lives, man. Anyone can buy your blood. The hospitals do buy it, don't get me wrong. I have some friends who did this to supplement their income during college. Yeah, absolutely. It's very degenerate. Well, it's not even their fault. I don't think it's the same for the Red Cross. No, it's not. It's not the same for the Red Cross. I don't think. Probably the same shit happens with the organ donors. Probably. You know what? I think there's probably a little bit of bidding going on. I hope there's not, but still.
Now, everyone seemed to be here for the same reason.
So I just been coming here, you know.
To make ends meet. Shit, man.
It helps pay off some bills.
Everything's so expensive here, so like the food has gone up, the prices, the gas. And obviously
they can't sell blood like that. Yeah, but they're not going to, these people aren't going to the Red Cross and they don't know anybody.
But, you know, it's good for people who are trying to make ends meet.
Yeah.
So these people resort to selling their blood to make ends meet. But the wild part here is that everyone we spoke to was already working a full-time job.
I have a full-time job.
Damn.
So this is just something to help me have a little bit of extra money.
When I first started, I had first graduated high school, and I worked at Macy's, and I worked at Burger King.
Yeah.
Well, I worked at a restaurant.
I'm a caregiver.
Oh, wow.
So I like my job. I like helping people. So.
Okay. Yeah.
No, it's so nice helping people.
They just don't know, man.
Yeah.
The Red Cross pays for. Don't think the Red Cross pays for the blood. No, they don't, and that's why they can't. They don't sell the blood. They donate it. It's a charity. But these people get paid, and they think they're doing the same thing as going to the Red Cross, but I guess.
And a lot of soldiers do it too, like around military bases.
Yeah.
They have plasma centers because the soldiers don't make enough in the army.
So it turns out having a normal full-time job isn't enough to survive in these parts of America. And the blood
That's
banks know this,
crazy.
right? And once they realize that you rely on them to survive, they got you by the veins, right? And that's when they start messing with your income.
Do they pay all right? Like what are the rates like?
Well, Before they used to pay more, like about a year ago.
Yeah, and he was mentioning that the prices, like that they pay less and less as time goes on, or that
Yeah,
they used to pay more.
they kind of do.
Now, the scariest part for us was the fact that draining that amount of blood that frequently has some really adverse health effects, and it makes it much harder to do your full-time job.
And I was working at Macy's, and as soon as I got to work, I felt lightheaded and fainted. That was like when I was like 21.
She was 21. That's so young too for like a human being. You become anemic? Yeah, dude. God, I hate this planet. Get me out of here.
For this reason, most countries only let you donate once a month, but you can do it every 48 hours in America.
And you're only allowed to donate once a month in Australia.
Once a month, yeah.
So it's like quite different here.
Wow, she's like, huh, that's kind of fucked up, no?
I don't know why they do that.
This is honestly really fucked up, and it doesn't stop there. For an extra cruel twist, this company, Octapharma, like many of the blood plasma giants, are actually Australian companies based in Australia, run by Australians. Like CEO Paul Perrault of CSL Plasma, pictured here posing next to a mirror to prove to the world that he's not a vampire. You see,
Wait! Australian companies go to America because they can't drain the balls of Australians as much as Americans. Oh my god, that's so fucked up. I thought it was Americans doing it, but it's an Australian-owned company because it's legal that you can do that. Dude, I hate everyone. I hate everything. I hate this so much. Yeah, you can donate so frequently in America that these people... Oh my god.
See, the laws in Australia mean that these horrible companies can't make a profit at home.
salon.
So instead, they just suck all the blood out of poor people in America, where
well,
there
I
isn't
mean,
any government regulation.
I was trying to be funny. I wasn't trying to save balls, but like...
And these are genuine, hardworking people. They haven't done anything wrong, and they're being abused. It's heartbreaking. Then we remembered, we don't have to care. We're rich YouTubers, right? Like, sure, these guys are destroying their bodies for $30 a pop, but the more important part is that we can buy their blood for $8,000 and be young forever. Now, ever since Ambrosia's success story, so many copycat businesses popped up, and there's really no shortage of places to get young blood transfusions in the US. But finding a place wasn't the problem. To be honest, the problem was that we were too scared to, inject ourselves with 2 liters of someone else's blood.
Yeah, it's fucking gross.
At this point, our video would have been over. It would have ended. But then we came across a vampire longevity procedure that was so batshit insane that backing out of an opportunity like this was impossible.
Okay, I'm ready. Oh, there's Hillary, there's Brad Pitt, there's Ellen.
It is an extraction from a piece of skin that came from a young person far, far away, and they somehow figured out how to extract.
It's foreskin from a Korean baby. It's like...
I don't even know what to say. I'm gonna be honest. I gotta take a minute. That is so disgusting. And the worst part, it makes Alex Jones look like he's like a prophet, and it's real because they're showing it on public television. Bro, I can't. How? Foreskin from a baby? It's the principle of it being from a baby on top of it being the fucking foreskin. That is so gross! What the fuck?
I call it the penis facial, and I think when you...
It's a fucking child! You disgusting, despicable human being, man!
See how good it is to your face? You too will run to your local facialist and say, give me the penis.
This is so funny! That is so funny! XD! Look at her just like, yeah, Korean baby penis. It's not even from a penis from an adult, by the way. It's from a baby.
Not just young people, they were babies. And it wasn't just their blood, it was their goddamn penises injected into your face. It's insane. And everyone was doing it. It's the kind of thing that will make Alex Jones do this.
Yeah, maybe he was right, man. Maybe he's crazy, but he was right.
Now, these baby penis procedures aren't just evil and demonic. They're also very expensive and very exclusive with a really long wait list. Luckily, I'd already been in contact with the Korean baby penis clinic when I was back in Australia for...
Why does he keep saying it, Mom? When are you getting your facial on? Don't fucking touch me with a 5-foot pole with me and kids. Like, that's disgusting. You're actually just like, you are fucked in the head. Maybe he only became crazy because he could see the future. I think it's just funny, like a coincidence. This is done in creative way, lost for sure.
But
that is just so
other
weird.
reasons, things. Actually, Kate Blanchett, I think came
That
to you
is
guys
so
through the
weird.
Korean baby penis facial.
Yeah, we have it.
Is it made from foreskins? Is that what is the?
Yeah, we have that.
Okay.
Yeah, that's normal. Yeah.
So it's basically we integrate the microneedling and we use.
Now, I was expecting it to be expensive, but I wasn't expecting it to be painful and bloody. She explained to me that they essentially force the baby penis deep into your face with needles for about an hour, cutting up your face in the process.
It penetrates deep. It really
What the fuck? What?
really penetrates deeper into the skin. Again, it's up to 40 times deeper.
I was honestly terrified, but in the name of science, I booked an appointment and I was ready to inject some baby penis and be young forever.
That is so disgusting.
Yeah.
I still haven't done it. I could just not do it.
No, you
Can we just nuke the planet? Like, I just want to start over. I don't care if I die in the process.
Is it alright if I make a noise?
Try not to move too much. I'm crying.
Just thinking about all those babies.
Why are they laughing, man? It's fucking
The injections just kept
man.
coming. But that wasn't even the worst part. The worst part was when she took out the special machine with 12 needles in it to cut up my face.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Cheekbone. Oh my god.
That hurts so bad. He's not joking, by the way. It really fucking hurts.
After another half an hour, she was done. And I was kind of relieved for a few hours.
Look
after
how
which my skin
inflamed his
started
nose
reacting
and
to all the
face is
cuts.
now.
It hurts to smile. It hurts to smile. Like, I'm so tight and like, I feel like my face is just like full of water and it stings. So I've got a really thick face.
Well, it kind of like if I saw you on the street, I would either think this man has really bad sunburn or has
Acne. Yeah, he looks like he has acne or something.
I've put sunscreen on this, but I don't want to. I can't touch my face. What if I get an infection?
Yeah, don't put sunscreen.
That looks painful. Yeah, because they ripped his face apart.
I don't feel any younger. I don't notice any difference really. Like, a week later, I'm still kind of red and my skin is really dry and flaky. But the only difference I notice is that sometimes I hear these strange voices.
Oh no! Why did you do it, man? Why did you do it? I can't believe they actually do this unironically. I know they did it to make a
Honestly,
point,
it's
but
been
this is
hard
so
for me to get
fucked.
to sleep. Like, I lay awake at night thinking, you know,
Why
technically
did
doing
you
this
take my
procedure, having a
pee-pee
baby's
skin?
penis in your face, you know, that makes you a pedophile, right? I don't know. Anyway, I didn't feel any different. I didn't feel any
kind
younger.
of.
Like, the only thing I felt was disgust, you know, disgust about spending so much money to ingest a part of a vulnerable human being's body.
Yeah.
It's weird. When we set out making this video, it seemed pretty straightforward, right?
It's
There's no
technically-
living
yeah,
wage
I
or social
mean-
safety nets, so
Guys, he's trying to make a point. Like, I'm pretty sure. I don't think this guy's a bad guy. I just think it's fucking weird that he did it. But okay, he made a point.
this
The
lack of
shock-
regulation
the
and
shock
abundance
point
of
has
poor
been
people
made.
means that the rich can become actual vampires and feast on the blood of their fellow
laugh.
citizens who weren't as
It's not
fortunate. But it turns out that very same lack of regulation means that these expensive blood procedures don't do anything, you know, apart from potentially killing you, right? Literally everyone's getting scammed. And while people like Alex Jones will tell you that there's this satanic cabal of powerful freaks that drink the blood of babies, you know, he's not wrong, but I feel like
just
all
not
his
in the
mythical
right
language kind of
direction.
hides the fact that there's nothing particularly abnormal or freakish about these vampires. Like, they're just another symptom of capitalism functioning exactly how it was designed to function.
Yep.
And I think it's worse than a satanic cult, because at least when you make a deal with the devil, that guy holds up his end of the deal. You know, you get superpowers. But when you do horrible satanic crimes for the god of capitalism,
You don't get superpowers. You get other things.
you get
You get
nothing.
other things.
Literally everyone gets scammed. Thanks for watching, guys. None of this would be possible without the Patreons. Obviously, my face is destroyed, and I'm very scared and I feel horrible. But you know, I wouldn't be able to afford this expensive procedure without you guys. So if you want to jump on board, it's $5 a month. You get a free video every month, and you personally will be responsible for me injuring myself for views in the future.
If you did not add that cat flower jam, I would punch you so hard you would fly out of this channel and never come back. But you get a pass. For now. For now. You get to live. Yeah. Yeah, you get to live for now. Cat flower jam is the free pass? No, you have to be careful first time chatter. This is a careful one. Yeah, alright, I didn't have to know this, but now I know and it makes me angry. Yeah, it makes me angry. This video is something else. I did not like it. Yeah. Yeah. Type about cat flower jam. Can we watch something funny? Nah, man, this was super funny. I just didn't feel like I needed to know this at all, and I want to die. Yeah. Yeah. I didn't like that at all. I don't like knowing this. Foolish people and their money. They're not fools. They just have so much money that they don't give a fuck. That's why it's sad. This forbidden knowledge sucks. I can't summon a single eldritch creature with it. 0 out of 10. You can if you inject $27,000 worth of plasma into your body, yeah. Mommy! Piss, piss, piss. Shit! Piss, 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 piss. Fuck, 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 fuck. Fucking shit on calm. Piss myself. Fuck, 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 fuck. Piss, fuck, piss, 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 fuck, fuck, piss, fuck, piss, fuck, piss, 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 fuck, piss.